Let's start from scratch. Good. Foundation in everything is very, very important. Most people that are complaining about mathematics, that mathematics is a hard subject. Some will even jump into conclusion that they can't understand mathematics again. Then will make statement that mathematics is not for them. So who is mathematics for? That's the question. So most times, if you find something difficult, check your foundation about that thing. That is why foundation cannot be neglected in everything. And that is why we want to start the teaching of mathematics from scratch. So let's get into it. What is mathematics? Mathematics is the study of numbers, quantities, and shapes, and then the relationship between all these concepts. That's what mathematics is to teach us. Mathematics studies numbers, quantities, and shapes. Shapes like triangle, rectangle, cuboid, cube, cone, pyramid, prism, and so on. You can see that these are the things that we do in maths. So, and how do we apply those things to our real life situation? So it will help us to develop problem solving skills to apply in our everyday life situation. So everybody is applying mathematics in one way or the other in our everyday life. You may not know. You transact business, you go to the market to buy and sell, business transaction, we exchange money between ourselves or among ourselves. Addition and subtraction is something we do every day. Multiplication and division, we apply percentage in almost our everyday life situation. So it means we are all carrying out mathematics in our everyday life. So mathematics cannot be overlooked in our everyday life. Now, if you want to study math from scratch, it is always good to let you know where we are going to. When you know where your destination, you will suffer not too much. You understand? So that is why I have to first show you the areas that we have in O-level mathematics. So for a student that is preparing for WAEC, GCE, JAMB, NECO, post-UTME, name it, any O-level exam, you need to cover these areas. The first 5 are under ordinary mathematics. But if you combine everything from 1 to 6, that is further mathematics. So that's just the difference between mathematics and further mathematics. So it means the areas in mathematics generally are 6. The first one is numbers and numeration. Second, algebra. Third, calculus. Fourth, geometry and trigonometry. Even though trigonometry is under geometry, but because trigonometry is also wide on its own, that's why I have to separate it. This is inside this. So geometry is a very broad field that contains trigonometry. Now, the next one is statistics and probability. Also, probability is inside statistics, but because probability is also wide on its own, that's why I have to separate it out. So statistics is the broadest, is the broader field that contains probability. Finally, this is purely for further math students, together with the beginning, the original 5. So for a further math student, you have to cover everything. This mechanics is included. So this is the physics aspect of mathematics. So under this, you'll be talking about composition and resolution of force. You'll be talking about Newton's law of motion, friction, equilibrium of forces. You talk about motion itself. You will talk about so many things that are under physics, in fact, machines. So for advanced level mathematics, mechanics. So now, if you know where you are going to, you will not suffer too much. Now, some of the things that make students fail mathematics is that they have done so many topics, name it, whether quadratic equation, surd, indices, fraction, percentage, approximation, error, and so on. Main median mode, so many things. But if you ask them which area out of these 6 areas can we find so topic? They fail. For instance, ask a student, you've done indices, logarithm, and sort. Where can we find them out of these 6 areas? They are gone. So indices, logarithm, and sort are under this. So in a nutshell, numbers and numeration has to do with numbers, things that have to do with numbers. You will learn topics under this. You will learn topics like approximation and percentage error, indices, logarithm, and sort. You will learn topics like number basis, number system, numbers, modular arithmetic. You will learn topics like ratio, proportion, and percentage, sets. You will learn rates. You will learn business mathematics like simple interest, compound interest, and so on. In fact, you will learn profit and loss math under numbers and numeration. You can see that. Now, what are you to learn under algebra? Algebra has to do with representing numbers with letters. Anywhere you see where we put letters as numbers. So that's algebra. So we do something like that. We do simultaneous equation under this, quadratic equation, a linear equation, cubic equation, partial fractions. We do sequences and series. In fact, indices, logarithm, and sort are also under algebra. So they can be cut across the 2 fields. So we have so many things. We have change of subject of formula. We have variations and so on. We have binary operations. We have functions and limits. Functions, sorry. We have function mapping and functions, sorry. So under algebra. Then calculus, of course, everybody knows that, differentiation and integration. Before, this was under only further maths, but now it is included in mathematics. So for a student that is running away from further maths, you are only trying to implicate yourself. You have to take maths as maths. Don't separate between them. Even the JAMB that they are writing nowadays is further maths, not even ordinary mathematics. So calculus, differentiation, integration, limits, and the application. So then trigonometry, you will learn about shapes, whether plane shapes or solid shapes. Plane shapes like triangle, square, rectangle, and so on. Parallelogram, rhombus, kite, and so on. Then solid shapes like cube, cuboid, pyramid, prism, frustum, composite shape, and so on. You will learn them under this. Then trigonometry is only for triangle alone. Then let's go to statistics and probability. You learn mean, median, mode, mean deviation, standard deviation, correlation and regression. You will learn about statistical tools like bar chart, pie chart, histogram, pictogram, and so on. Then mechanics, I've talked about that before. So this is just a simple introduction to where we are going in mathematics. Thank you.